China is buying up some American farmland. The question is China doing that to spy on the U.S. military? Some lawmakers and intel officials say it's a real concern. The question centers around a controversial land sale between North Dakotans and a company with ties to Beijing. CNBC's Eamon Javers spoke with some key players behind that deal.
This is Grand Forks Air Force Base in North Dakota, home of some of the nation's most sensitive technology, including the RQ-4 Global Hawk surveillance drone. And this property sits just about 20 minutes down the road, more than 300 acres of prime farmland. Earlier this year, 3 North Dakotans who owned parcels here sold this land for millions of dollars to a subsidiary of a Chinese company that says it wants to build a corn milling plant.
Now that transaction has come under scrutiny here in Washington, D.C., where some in the intelligence community warn that the deal should be blocked because it could offer Chinese spies unprecedented access to the American base.
It's an only-in-America kind of fight, pitting the property and economic rights of a community against national security warnings from high-ranking officials in the nation's capital. The Chinese company at the heart of the controversy is the Fufeng Group, based in Shandong, China. Its American subsidiary says the company is not a threat.
We're under U.S. laws. I'm an American citizen. I grew up my whole life here, and I'm not going to be doing any type of espionage activities or be associated with a company that does.
The city's mayor says he just wants to do business.
It's a $700 million plant, so that would really be the largest single investment in the city's history. The FBI, didn't say there was any immediate concerns. They said, if you see something, say something.
The Air Force hasn't taken any official position on the Chinese investment, but an Air Force major composed an alarming memo in April obtained by CNBC laying out what he believes to be the intelligence threat. He wrote, "Some of the most sensitive elements of Grand Forks exist with the digital uplinks and downlinks inherent with unmanned air systems and their interaction with space-based assets." The Air Force says Major Jeremy Fox was only speaking for himself, but he's not the only one with security concerns. In a report released May 26th, the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission wrote, "The location of the land close to the base is particularly convenient for monitoring air traffic flows in and out of the base, among other security-related concerns." That's why Senator Kevin Cramer says he opposes the project in his own state, despite the economic benefits it might bring.
I think we grossly appreciate how effective they are at collecting information, collecting data, using it in nefarious ways. And I just as soon not have the Chinese Communist Party doing business in my backyard.
Both the chairman and ranking member of the Senate Intelligence Committee told CNBC they also have concerns about the Chinese development.
Now, the city won't build out infrastructure until next spring, and the mayor there tells me he's moving ahead with the project in good faith. But he also says that he's still waiting to hear if the federal government has any official objection, Shep.
What do the people who sold the land say about all this, Eamon?
I talked to one of the 3 people who sold land to this Chinese company, or the subsidiary of the Chinese company. He said, he doesn't see any intelligence threat there at all. He thinks these national security concerns are overblown. He sold his land for $2.6 million. And he said, look, in this global economy right now, we all have iPhones in our pocket that were probably manufactured in China. And he asked the question, where do you draw the line? And that's the question here.
Probably know everything already anyway.
Maybe.
Eamon Javers, thank you.
Thanks, Shep.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.